So, time to plan! This next boss is heavily physically based, and it's virtually immune to everything physical. I'll talk more about exactly what its affinities are once we get to it. Physical attacks are pretty much out for this fight, and it's also immune to fire, so sorry Junpei, this is another boss that's pretty much tailor-made to destroy you. Igus can help sometimes, but especially with her buffs, I might actually... Although, wait, isn't Igus level 50? Yeah, you know what? I might remove Igus and keep Koromaru. I want either one of the two. I want them mainly for Masuku Kaja. I want to bring Yukari as well, because this boss, you really want to be topped up on HP as much as possible. I think you're pretty much fine when it comes to that. Yeah, the Higo Yumi is a bit worse. By a bit worse, I mean 1 damage worse. Let me just actually try something here. While I do normally like Igus with this item, if I'm not going to be using her in this fight, there's no reason for me to keep the Berserker Seal on her. Actually, the Slash Ward is not a bad idea either for this fight. Because the boss has a multitude of physical attacks, but by far its most dangerous is Deathbound. Remember how I was saying that Deathbound's high critical hit ratio worried me a lot? Yeah, this is why. This boss's Deathbound hits extremely hard, so you pretty much want to be healed as much as possible. Now, Akihiko can be useful for debuffs here, but really, a lot of people can work, actually. Since she's a bit lower level, I might actually want to bring Mitsuru here. Because you mostly want to be focused on magical damage over physical against this boss fight. And speaking of magical damage over physical, remember how I said this would be good against the boss? I'm going to be equipping Mjolnir for this. Either Mjolnir or the Gaybold or even the Levatine. Any weapon that deals magical damage instead of physical, these are fantastic for this fight. Because you'll be able to use your basic attacks without fear of something this boss can do. So they're going to be really, really good. But before we go to this boss fight, I'm going to do some fusing out of the random fusion fodder that I just picked up in Tartarus. Because it turns out that with this fusion fodder, I can make pretty much everything that I need to at this point in the game. So there are a few personas that I'll be needing for social links that are coming up. I'm going to need Emperor, and I'm going to need Fortune. I also have completed some requests, but yeah, I'm also going to not need Hangman anymore, so I can get rid of Ubalurus. I brought way more than 3 gold rings. And yeah, Gyarasu, I think, probably has 1 gold ring to give to each of his waifus at this point. And I'd kind of disagree about the Wondrous Magus as being all that tough. So for this, we get even more money, yay! That we just really just... Yeah, we've got way more money than we know what to do with at this point. We have exactly 2 red armor plates, though. Maybe. Unless you're Cheer, in which case you can just kick them into the stratosphere. Yeah. But not the Cyclopses, they're just bizarre. Similarities beyond their appearance, huh? So, do real tanks often fall over when trying to charge at people? Or are easily disabled by lightning? Anyway, I mainly came here to register all of these, but so... Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, no, I just... The exact same Kurama Tengu is it. I overwrote a Ragda that I had already... that's fine. I don't really need to... Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. It's not like I'm really going to be using Ragda very much from this point on, but that's kind of annoying. Anyway, though, while I'm here, I might as well get angry at this one existing, but first... not accept that. You know what, I might as well accept this, because, yeah. Oh boy, that's going to be a pain. And then the 7th old document, which we're actually pretty close to. Alice with Megado is something we might take care of, perhaps next Tartarus visit. I forget exactly what level Alice is, but it's probably a little higher than us. So, we're going to be doing some fusion. The first thing is Kurama Tengu and, yes, Kikuri Hime, which we technically don't need at this point, is going to make Kali. And Kali is not only the next highest strength persona, which is great because we need a strength persona, but it also nulls Slash. Deathbound happens to be a Slash attack, so this is going to be a great persona to have for this coming fight. Kali or Thor are my two personas of choice for this one. Thor is only immune to Strike, which is the least dangerous of this boss's physical attacks, but Thor has high counter, effectively giving it 50% physical immunity to everything. Kali, though, is immune to the boss's most dangerous attack, so Kali is the safer option. Thor is the option if you want to get through it quickly by spamming Power Charge. Well, I mean, only my Thor has Power Charge. You might have a Thor that has Power Charge, though, I'm not sure. But anyway, we will also need to make... What was the next thing I wanted to make? Not Pazuzu, it was... Not Throne. There's actually quite a lot of things that I want to do, but... Okay, this is it, yes. Hokuto Seikun plus Lachesis equals Barong, which is a Emperor persona, and we need Emperor. Might as well get Dodge Slash. So, let's go ahead and make this. And I actually really like the appearance of Barong in this game. It's just that whole sort of Balinese puppet look to it. Speaking of which, Ragnar and Barong are the only two personas in this game that are drawn from Balinese mythology. Two personas that are drawn from the same mythology that are described as mortal enemies in their compendium entries. I wonder what would happen if we tried fusing those two. I just happen to have the other one, Ragda, the witch and personification of evil in that culture. So, let's see what happens if we... Okay then. A little bit of a sneak preview here. Level 82 Tower Persona. Yeah. Pretty powerful looking. This is, in fact, a unique fusion. The only way to get Shiva is by Ragda and Barong. This isn't one of those guide dang it fusions, because unless you experiment with these two, you're unlikely to know that Shiva even exists. And there's actually quite a lot that Shiva's required for. So, well, I mean, required for if you want 100% of this game. So, yeah, remember this fusion combination. We'll be coming back to it much later. Now, let's see what else we can make here. We can make Hecaton. Yeah, I'll just call this what Vanille calls it, Hecaton. It's actually not all that amazing, in my opinion. So it might look like I don't really have that much else to fuse, but here's the thing. If I do, I believe it's Osse, Ragda, and there we go, Ubalurus, who we don't need anymore. I can... No Rakandra. Rakandra me no likey. I don't exactly care about the skills that I get on her, but... Oh, hey, there's Ganesha. But, yeah, I'm a few levels off of that. Star Arcana, which I'll actually be needing, kind of, at some point. And I'm still quite a bit off Raphael. Oh, there's also Chernobog. Chernobog is kind of interesting as well, because, I believe it's the name of the thing from Fantasia that appears in Kingdom Hearts, but also this thing actually gives a pretty useful heart item. For now, though, we're mostly interested in not getting... You know, I don't really care at this point. We're interested in Atropos because we basically just need the Fortune Persona. But once we fuse Atropos, we'll actually have all three of the Fates in our compendium. And no, I do not mean Birthright, Conquest, and Revelation. Although now I'm starting to wonder which of the three roots each one of these would represent. But no, the three Fate sisters from Greek mythology. As you might expect, there's something special you can get by fusing all three of them, but that's not accessible to us at this point in the game. That will be another sneak preview for later. For now, though, I would really love to get rid of Narasimha because he's totally redundant now that I have Kali, but there's nothing particularly good that I can fuse with him without giving up Thor, which is really bad. I mean, I've got money to burn at this point. Well, yeah, I pretty much got money to burn at this point. I'm gonna have to get something out of the compendium later anyway. You know what? I might as well do this. Throne is actually pretty cool looking. I really like Throne. One of the higher tier Justice personas. The ultimate one is just out of our reach, and yes, it goes around in a wheel like that. So yeah, Throne is slight... Oh, look, there's Recamdra again! Where's Med... well, I'm gonna get Mediarahan, so let's just get rid of Diorama. Maragion, kind of actually interesting, because this thing is pretty fiery looking. I'm definitely gonna get rid of a skill from Mediarahan. So I've got a Hamon, a Hammer Boost, Auto Mataru. I don't need that at all, because Auto Mataru makes that redundant. Resist Dark, not like Null Dark or Repel Dark. Still, Throne is kind of cool. I actually remember using Throne for quite a while in one of my first playthroughs, but I kind of have Dice Jaw, so there's not really all that much use for it. Oh, there's Byakko, though, the Temperance Arcana. This used to be an ultimate persona, but now we can just fuse it normally. By that I mean in the vanilla version of Persona 3, Byakko was the ultimate Temperance Arcana persona. Not anymore. We'll be seeing the ultimate Temperance Arcana persona eventually, but it is not that one. And now I'm going to have to buy back, firstly, Cert, who I stupidly forgot to earlier, and then Thor. There's Chariot. Good thing about these ultimate personas is they are always right at the top of the list of that Arcana. So what's my percentage now? 56%. And yeah, I'm pretty much done here for the moment. So all that's left for me to do is head on out to the boss then. Obviously, due to all that fusion that I've taken care of, I'm going to go ahead and save first. And also going to make sure that I equip, even though Throne has Auto Mataru, I'm going to go ahead and equip Thor, because I like Thor. Just to get the Auto Mataru going. And now it's going to be boss time. So, let's move on out. Floor 160. Yeah, having that Counter-Strike item on Yukari. Yeah, the other reason why I'm bringing Koromaru here is that he has Counter-Strike, which also helps in this fight. Anything you can do to stop physical attacks from happening. Attack mirrors could work in a pinch, but the boss is immune to most physical elements. But at least they make you immune to them. So, yeah, it's another Hulk Hogan Shadow. In this case, though, it's a single boss.
Its Arcana is strength. This won't be easy.
So yes, the red-haired mythical Gigas.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
I'll talk about it once I get the scan through, but for now... what to do? I'm gonna just, Actually, Mataru Unda's not... Okay, firstly though, tactics time. I'm going to put Koromaru on heal support. This will mean that he doesn't do anything for most of the fight, but I want him to keep that Master Hukaja up. Yukari must be on heal support here. And let's see, Mataru Unda might not be a bad thing to do with this thing. So let's go with that first. Let's see what it does first. Okay, firstly, Koromaru's doing that. He is guaranteed to use Master Hukaja since I put him on heal/support. Increasing evasion is very good here because this thing hits extremely hard. So yeah, like I said, it has physical attacks of all three elements, but Strike is the weakest of all of them, so Thor's immunity is not going to be the most useful. Deathbound is the thing you want to be afraid of. Power Charged with your defense down, Deathbound is probably going to wipe your whole party, especially if it criticals, and it does have a high critical rate. It's also immune to fire. It can use Maragion, but it does pretty much pathetic damage. Has absurdly high endurance as well. Also, immune to Pierce and Strike, and resistant to Slash. And high counter, so 50% chance of rebounding all physical attacks. So really, don't use physical on this thing. It's a bad idea, just don't do it. Which is why I'm equipping Mjolnir at this point. Uh-oh, there's a Marakunda. That's going to cancel out its attack debuff.
Obey my command.
And yeah, focus more on magical damage here than on physical.
I failed to finish it off.
Oh, it's frozen. Interesting. I'm going to be going to switch to Kali now, because I really don't want it to pull out a Deathbound. Let's try this. No crit, though, unfortunately. So Mjolnir does quite a lot of damage, and yeah, even though Koromaru's barely doing anything here, at least he might support with healing items if somebody gets damaged. Okay, there's that gone, and it's going for Power Charge. That's terrifying. I don't like that at all.
Such persistence. Defense weakened. Please be
Okay,
careful.
I actually kind of like to debuff this boss's defense often, but for now, I think I'm going to go ahead and... See, one useful thing that Igus has going for her in this fight is that even though she can't do much to the boss, because she'll often just spend her turns waiting, even though she has slash attacks and it's not immune to slash. But what she will do is she'll use Dekunda to dispel the debuffs on you. I'm going to go ahead and use one of my Dekunda gems, because Power Charged, I really don't want to risk it using Deathbound when we're all defense debuffed, because that would be terrifying, and we don't want that at all. So yeah, this thing can actually be knocked down with criticals, but because it's so physically oriented, using... Okay, there's Vile Assault. It's one of the least annoying things we can do. Using Revolution's probably a bad idea, especially since, you know, Deathbound is going to hurt a lot. Ah, there goes my attack buff. Oh well. I'm going to go ahead and use this. So debuff its defense, and then I might swap over to Thor and Power Charge. Okay, Koromaru won't be Okay, then he is reapplying the buff, because that's really dumb. Only wore off on himself. Let's just hope that he's smart enough to reapply it to everyone again next turn. And yeah, make sure that Yukari is, or whoever your designated healer for this fight is always on healing duty. You want your HP to be topped up as much as possible because, yeah, this thing hits extremely hard. And I've lost the Auto-Mato. It's not quite as good for bosses as it is for regular enemies, but it's still a pretty good skill to have on your side. Now, if this thing goes for Deathbound, that could be really bad, but I'm going to risk it and go for a Power Charge here. Because this will boost the damage from Mjolnir. Will you use it again, please? Thank you! Okay, that's good. Want to keep that up. Because, yeah, I keep reiterating that this boss hits extremely hard. Deathbound, by this thing is listed under that one attack on TV tropes, so yeah. It's kind of liking to spam Vile Assault though, but yeah. As you can see, hits very hard, and this is an even worse attack. But as long as everyone keeps healing, it's not too bad. And as long as you have a Persona immune to Slash, just in case it goes for Deathbound. So yeah, with Power Charge and a defense debuff, that's pretty powerful. It's getting a taste of its own medicine there. We're actually whittling it down quite a bit. It's definitely better to play more defensively than offensively in this fight, because you will whittle it down eventually, but you don't want to be risking it Power Charge Deathbounding your face off at the worst possible moment. In my practice attempt of this, I actually ended up missing with Master Yukaja up. Okay, well, yeah, at least you wore off on me, so at least that was somewhat effective. Oh, it's not quite down yet. Are you going to be deathbounding? You are deathbounding! Yeah! Nice dodge, Koromaru. That's also why you want Master Yukaja up here. So, that hurts quite a bit. Good thing that I have the immunity, and goodbye.
The battle's over. No shadows
It's not too bad of a boss if you're prepared for it, but it can easily go badly if you're not. Especially if it gets Power Charge, Deathbound, Marakuunda, and you're not immune to Slash. That can be very bad, and then it criticals everyone. But anyway, 2 magic mirrors, which would not have been any use in that fight, and a Soma. Pretty much keeping those for the really, really tough bosses in this game, which is mostly just the endgame bosses. Well, from this point on, mostly just the endgame bosses. Like, I think from off the top of my head, there's like one infamous Tartarus boss left, and that's not until really, really late. Maybe I can sneak this chest in. So, as Fuka said, there are going to be less enemies in these areas. So, I think we can feel pretty safe. I did not save after that boss. That could be bad. Okay. I have a pretty good shot with Mjolnir there. Oh, it's a Minotaur. Minotaur, however you want to pronounce that. Muro, please? No, just Ugly Knife. I mean, I've got a ton of SP, and we're going to be going back to the start soon, so I'm going to go for... Where are you? I hate it when I have to buy back a bunch of personas from the compendium, and my list just gets all scrambled. I'm just going to try Samsari. There we go.
That was too easy.
Probably don't need to keep using Mjolnir, but I'm going to do it just because it's cool. Oh, hey, that's, I believe... I don't know if we had Yuxini. I mean, we might have, but, I'm not sure. I might have picked it up in Shuffle Time earlier, but let me see. Yuxini is Empress and, level 50 with very balanced stats all around. That's kind of low for a level 50. Anyway... I'll just say that the next block is level 164, so we've got a few floors to go before we get there. But, yeah, there aren't many enemies in these areas. Another chest, I don't really need that. Oh, I'm not looking forward to when I have to go back through here to try and find that stupid... Almost snuck past it without that thing aggroing. But yeah, that stupid katana. Katanas and Sengoku era helms. A lot of things in this game involving samurai are really annoying. Okay, good, stairs are there. Right, so we are pretty much done here. And speaking of being done here, this is new. This is the top of Tartarus. We can see the night sky and there's no barricade to the next area. I mean, kind of looks like there's a barricade on the sides here, but no stairs. Dead end. Not even a big balloon that says, "Congratulations, you beat Tartarus." Nothing. Except this. 7th old document. Well, at least we can report that back to Elizabeth. Do like how the sky looks here, though. But yeah, if we go into glossary of dictionary... I've heard it all. The plan is evil. But there's hope. If people could control the shadows inside them... Kind of sounds like something from the next game rather than this one. But, well... If you know the lore behind the series, it still holds true here. So... That's it? That's the end of Tartarus? Really? But I just mentioned a boss later on that's considered difficult. What happens if I say check progress? Yeah, Fuka just says we're only at the top of this zone. The game does a pretty poor job of making this look like the end of Tartarus. It's very obvious that it is not. Especially since, yeah, the good old interface spoiler. After we turn in this request, I'll show it to you. 7th old document. Finished exploring the 4th block, and our greatest challenge is yet to come. So, kind of obvious we're not done here. Another Soma. But, yeah, let's go ahead and register all this experience, and... Let me see. 57, I guess that means that we didn't actually have Yuxini before. So, if you've been keeping up with the Gold Shadow requests... We've got a request here that asks us to go to the 5th block, so naturally there is a 5th block of Tartarus. So, yeah. The game does a pretty bad job of making this look like the end. There is much more to Tartarus and to this game. But why is everything pretending like this is the end of Tartarus? Well, we'll be finding out eventually. But that is, well, aside from, I mean, we could grind a bit, but that's pretty much all we can do for now here. We've made some pretty good progress, fused some new personas, brought back some old ones, defeated a boss, reached the next block, completed several of Elizabeth's requests. I think it's about time that we called it a night. So, next time on Tartarus, I'm not really sure what we'll be doing. I'll be looking up Alice's level to see if I might try and take care of that next time. And then we'll be looking for a katana. I'm not looking forward to that. But anyway, next time we'll be going back and doing some more social links and stuff, and as I hinted, we'll be doing some more fortune, some more emperor, and a bit more strength, as well as more lovers. So, yeah, see you for all of those links.